Welcome back, everybody. We're diving into something a little different this time, carpet durability.
Always a hot topic, right?
You know it. I think we've all been there. You know that feeling when you stare at a stain and just think, well, guess it's time for a whole new carpet.
Oh, yeah. Happened to me just last month.
Right. So frustrating.
Yeah.
Our listener this time is way ahead of the game, though. They want to know the secret to making carpets last.
Music to my ears. Prevention is key.
Exactly. They actually sent over some research from CARSI. That's the Cleaning and Restoration Science Institute for anyone new to the acronym.
They do some great work over there, really know their stuff.
Totally agree, so let's get into it. The article makes a point that really stood out to me. They treat carpet like it's an investment.
It is an investment when you think about it.
Oh, that's true, but I don't think most of us would put it in those terms. So how does thinking of it as an investment change how we should approach caring for our carpets?
It's not just about looks anymore, right? Like, yeah, you want your carpet looking good, but this is about making it last as long as possible.
Makes sense. So it's about more than just aesthetics. It's about getting the most out of something we spent our hard-earned money on.
You got it. Every spill, every footstep, all those little things add up over time. The CARSI article talks about how everyday use takes a toll.
I've never thought about my carpet that way.
It's easy to overlook the hidden impact of like just walking across your carpet every day, but all that foot traffic, especially with shoes on,
Yeah.
it really grinds down those carpet fibers. The CARSI article actually compares it to sandpaper.
Sandpaper.
Yeah, embedded dirt acts like sandpaper on your carpet fibers, wearing them down over time.
Whoa, I never made that connection before.
It's a bit of a scary thought, right?
It is. I'm starting to rethink my no shoes indoors policy. So if we want to protect our carpet from this sandpaper effect, where do we start?
Well, maintenance is going to be key here.
Okay, so we're talking about more than just running the vacuum every now and then.
Right. Don't get me wrong, vacuuming is important, but to really combat that deep down dirt, you need a more heavy-duty approach. CARSI is pretty clear about this professional cleaning is a game changer.
Okay, makes sense. When they say professional cleaning, are we talking about hiring someone to come in with those big machines?
Exactly. We're talking deep cleaning that gets way down into the fibers of the carpet, removing all that ground and dirt.
Okay, I could see how that would make a difference, but let's be real. That can get expensive. Is it really necessary, or is this just a ploy by the carpet cleaning industry?
Well, it's definitely an investment, no doubt about that. But look at it this way, your vacuum cleaner. It's great for surface stuff, but those professional machines, they're designed to go deeper, really get all that grime out.
So they're getting to the root of the problem, not just what we see on the surface. But how often are we supposed to be doing this deep cleaning thing?
Good question. CARSI recommends aiming for every 12 to 18 months for most homes.
Okay, that's not too bad.
Right. But they do mention that if you've got a busy household, like kids or pets running around, or even just high traffic areas.
So like my hallway where everyone seems to congregate.
Exactly. You might need to bump up that schedule a bit. Maybe do it once a year instead.
Gotcha. Makes sense. But that's thinking long term. What about right now? Like between those professional cleanings, are there things we can do to keep our carpets looking good and, not turning into sandpaper?
Absolutely. CARSI had some great practical tips in their article, even some surprisingly simple ones.
Oh, I love those. Lay it on me.
One of the simplest, entry mats.
Entry mats. You mean like welcome mats?
Yeah, exactly. They might seem kind of basic, but seriously, they're like the first line of defense.
I have to admit I've got one, but it's more for decoration. Never thought it would make that much of a difference.
Oh, it does. They trap all that dirt and stuff before it even hits your carpet.
Interesting.
Yeah, the CARSI research actually shows that using entry mats can really extend the life of your carpet.
Wow. Who knew? Okay, so entry mats, check. What other pro tips do they have for us?
Another big one they emphasize is dealing with spills immediately, like right away.
Oh, I know I should do that.
It's so tempting to just leave it, right?
Tell me about it.
Yeah.
But I've definitely learned that lesson the hard way. So we've covered professional cleaning, we've covered these quick tips, but what about the carpets themselves? Do some carpets just hold up better over time than others?
That's where things get interesting. Because even the carpets that are marketed as super durable, like the ones made from synthetic fibers,
Yeah.
even those have their limits. They can still get worn down and matted if they aren't taken care of properly.
So that's why my old carpet, even though it was supposed to be super tough, ended up looking so blah.
It's easy to think that some carpets are invincible, but the truth is they all need a little TLC. It really comes down to dirt, oil, all that stuff. It builds up over time. Even if you're vacuuming regularly, it's like your carpet is slowly getting suffocated.
Okay, that's a visual. So even the tough carpets need this kind of care. What about the more delicate stuff? Like, I've always been nervous to even think about having a wool carpet because they seem so high maintenance.
Yeah, you got to be careful with wool. The CARSI article actually talks about that. Specifically, they say you need to be really careful about what kind of cleaners you use on wool.
Oh, so like no bleach pens for those accidental wine spills.
Definitely not. Wool is much more sensitive to that kind of stuff. Too much moisture can be bad news, too.
Good to know. Sounds like choosing the right cleaning products is just as important as actually using them, right?
100%. And that's what I love about CARSI. They don't just give you the general advice, they really get into the specifics. They want you to have all the information to make the best choices for your particular carpet.
So it's like they're empowering you to become your own carpet expert.
Exactly. The more you know, right?
Couldn't agree more. We've covered a lot in this deep dive. I feel like I've had my whole perspective on carpet care flipped on its head in a good way. But before we wrap up, is there anything else from the CARSI research that really stood out to you?
It's funny, but what stuck with me the most wasn't really about the cleaning techniques themselves.
Oh, what was it then?
It was more their whole philosophy toward carpet care. They kept talking about it as an act of preservation.
Preservation.
Yeah. Like recognizing that carpets are more than just something we walk on. They're an investment, yeah, but they also tell a story.
What do you mean?
Think about it. Your carpets have seen it all. Birthday parties, holidays, maybe even a few tears here and there. They're kind of like a record of our lives.
Wow, never thought about it like that.
It's kind of cool when you think about it, right? Karzi's point was that by taking good care of our carpets, we're not just preserving the material itself, but all those memories, too.
That is pretty cool. And a little bit poetic.
Right. And on a practical level, putting in that little bit of effort now can save you a lot of money and headaches later on.
Can't argue with that logic. It's all
Right.
about being proactive.
Right.
Yeah, I'm feeling very inspired to go show my carpets some love. Maybe even invest in a nice entry mat. This has been so eye-opening. Thank you so much for sharing your expertise with us today.
My pleasure. It's been fun.
And for all of you listening, we hope you found this deep dive into the world of carpet care helpful. Until next time, happy cleaning.